Students, good morning. Start ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ഭയങ്കര അഭിമാനത്തോടുകൂടി പറഞ്ഞു എൻ്റെ ക്ലാസ്മേറ്റിനോട്, ഞാൻ പഠിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആണ് കറക്റ്റ് ടൈമിന് എത്തുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. കറക്റ്റ് ടൈമിന് എത്തിയില്ലേ? ഓക്കെ. അപ്പൊ എന്തായാലും 11 മണിക്ക് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാനുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് 11:15 സോ ഫർദർ ഡിലേ ചെയ്യാതെ ബാക്കി വരുന്നവർ ഇനി വന്നോട്ടെ. എനിക്ക് ഫസ്റ്റ് തേർഡ് ഇയേഴ്സും ഫൈനൽ ഇയേഴ്സിനും കാണാനുണ്ട് കൂടുതൽ. I want to introduce Binish T, my classmate. ആളുടെ വീട് മലപ്പുറത്താണ്. ബാക്കി ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് പുള്ളി തന്നെ പറയും. പക്ഷെ എൻ്റെ ഒരു ക്ലാസ്മേറ്റ് എന്ന നിലയിൽ തുടക്കം മുതലേ വളരെ സൈലൻറ്റും ലോ പ്രൊഫൈലും ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിയായിരുന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ വളരെയധികം ഹ്യൂമർ സെൻസ് ഉള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിയും കൂടെയാണ്. ഭയങ്കര സട്ടിലായിട്ടുള്ള ഹ്യൂമർ സെൻസ് ആണ്. അത് ആദ്യം തമാശ പറയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ആർക്കും മനസ്സിലാവാറില്ല. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിന്നീട് ഇറ്റ് ഗ്രോസ് ഓൺ യു. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ഹ്യൂമർ സെൻസ് ഉള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. ഒരു വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ടൺ, വെരി സിമ്പിൾ തിങ്കിങ് ഓർ സിമ്പിൾ ലിവിങ്, ഹൈ തിങ്കിങ്, അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റിയാണ്. ആളുടെ കരിയറും നമ്മുടെ പൊതുവെയുള്ള ആൾക്കാരുടെ കരിയറുമായിട്ട് ചെറിയൊരു വ്യത്യാസമുണ്ട്. ആള് ഈ ഡേഡ് ടു ടേക്ക് എ ബ്രേക്ക് ഫ്രം ഹിസ് കരിയർ ആൻഡ് എക്സ്പെരിമെന്റ് വിത്ത് എ ഫ്യൂ തിങ്സ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു പുതിയൊരു ഒരു പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ് ബിനീഷ്. So I am happy that this is the first offline session of our batch, starting with Binish. He has taken the effort to come all the way from his hometown in Kuttipuram. ഇന്നലെ ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് കാർ ഓടിച്ച് ഇവിടെ ജിഞ്ചർ ഹോട്ടലിൽ റൂം എടുത്ത് രാത്രി താമസിച്ച് ഇവിടെ വന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി മാത്രമായിട്ട് വന്നിരിക്കുകയാണ്. So please utilize the time, ask questions, feel free. എന്താണെങ്കിലും I hand it over to Binish.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's on, right? Hi, good morning, all. Are you hungry? Not yet, no? Because we have already, it's 11:15 now. I hope you all had breakfast. Correct, no? Yeah. Okay, good to see you all. Like, when I look at you, I feel my college days, almost 24 years back. We were sitting in these in your place and listening to our great teachers, and we were having fun also in between, which this side may not be knowing. Okay, I hope you people also will be doing the same thing, right? Passing the job, many things like. So, is there any non-Malayalis in this group at least? All of you speak Malayalam also, right? Okay, fine. That's good. Then, how many of you are from hostel? It's a major, most of you, right? Okay, great. And I understand that you people are from either the final year or the 6th semester, correct, no? Fifth or 7th, correct? Okay. I didn't even know that it's only 8 semesters. Today only I came to know. When we were studying, no, we had 9 semesters. We had an extra semester. I think it has been split into other things. But then you'll be having more number of papers per semester, right? Like you have introduced, you said we have introduced English. There is a paper for language also, right? Okay. So, okay. First of all, like here today, I would like to discuss about, first of all, about myself and my struggles when I got into the industry. When I started working, what are things I faced and what all plus and minus I had. And I would like to give you some sort of advices also. So one thing I can say that other than non-technical stuff, whatever I am telling you, that will be, you cannot consider it as the answer for that. It is my opinion. That is always like that. When it comes to science or technology, there is a correct or wrong answer for everything. But other than this generalized questions, whatever a person say, it is his own viewpoints, and everybody will have their own thoughts on that. So that you can, I'm just trying to share my thoughts, my experience with you. Okay, first of all, let me start with, you may be knowing my name, myself Binish. I'm from Malappuram. Are there anybody from Malappuram in this place? Can you raise a hand, please? Oh, great. Good to know that. No, well, anyway, I was just asking you. That's it. I'm from Kuttipuram. And actually, I did all my schooling from my nearby schools only, government schools. Then after my 10th, I went to St. Thomas College, Thrissur. You know that, P.C. Thomas, sir. All those things, I moved to that way. And finally, I reached here. That is how it is. And I'm living with my parents, my wife. I have 3 kids. It's a happy family, enjoying very much. And okay, that's about. Oh, okay, fine. The main, the reason behind why I have joined ship technology, that reason, I would say there are 2 reasons. One is the main reason, which is my father. And the reason for my father was the 89 batch topper. 89 topper batch. You might have seen, you can see the name there, Manikanda Das Veti. He's from my hometown. He's actually hardly half a kilometer from my place. So he knew about that gentleman. Manikanda sir, he was knowing about it, and he was in a very high profile job, all those things. So possibly that is the reason he was just giving me an advice, you go and join this stream. I didn't have any idea. Like I had some taste towards engineering, but to be frank, I didn't have any sort of choices. Like nowadays, I can see that people say, okay, I would like to go in that, what do you call, computer science. This way, nowadays the kids have got a clear picture. I hope you people are definitely nowadays the generation is much smarter than ours. So you people will have your own ideas, thoughts, career path, everything will be there. Okay, so before getting into that, I'm just asking you, I wanted this to be a sort of interactive session, okay? So with your participation only, it will be, otherwise it will be quite boring also. That's what I believe. So what I suggest is, do you have, what all things you were expecting? Because I have planned to say something. I plan to share something with you. Okay, that is one thing. And when I plan also, like, you know that if I'm discussing something about the offshore industry or what is happening in the world of oil and gas, this 1.5 hours is nothing. We can't reach anywhere on that. So I just thought of sharing some information with you. And while choosing that area also, whenever I was sitting idle, I just started thinking of it. Because we are around 24 of us, like each one of them will be giving you different. They will be focusing on different areas. Okay, okay, that is good. Actually, you'll get the main intention is you'll get a broad idea about what is happening outside. And what all things, how the job profile or opportunities, how it is there outside. So that you can have some sort of better, you can make some choices also accordingly. Okay, that is one thing. My point is, I suggest just before me starting, Can you just tell me what you were expecting out of this session? Can somebody say about it? So that at least, see, I have just thought of certain things, that's it. So that I can speak in that direction also. At least I can try to cover certain areas also. That doesn't mean that I can give you a perfect answer for that or anything, but I just wanted to have a feel from your side also.
Yeah, anybody, just feel free. തുറന്നു പറഞ്ഞു എന്താണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ മനസ്സിലുണ്ടായിരുന്നത് ഇവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ?
Yeah. No, you can just tell me the questions now. See, we are not getting into that now itself. So I was just thinking, like, so that meanwhile, when we discuss also, I can just plan how, what all things we can discuss. So
He's saying work culture and all, which are all company.
fine. That is okay. I'll be mentioning about it. Anything else?
Okay, your story from how you got your first job after your
The
college.
interviews, all those things. Okay. When it comes to the interviews, I have something to share with you. Definitely, which was working really good for me. I'll just share it with you. Okay. And apart from anything else? And that too, yeah. Okay. I would say that I'm a sort of bit crazy, eccentric guy, maybe. No. Okay, I'll be definitely I'll be mentioning about all those things. Anything from any other sides? Anything like otherwise, I'm not wasting time. Also, if anything is there, just let me know, please. Okay, let's move on. Then okay, I will. I'll be just starting with my career. Okay, the path. So to say about it, I would like to start with. I will start with an incident which happened on the very first day when I joined the company. Sorry. When I joined the department, the very first day, there was an incident like. It was sort of, I don't know how many of you in this classroom can really understand the depth of it. Okay, so actually I was coming with my father was also there with me. I was just coming through the front door. I was getting inside for the admission purpose or something. Then I saw a group of people, they were talking in English completely. All were discussing in English only. So to be frank, I'm from a village and I did all my schooling, everything from the nearby government schools only. I didn't have a feel that at one day I will have to communicate in a different language. To be very frank, I don't know whether you can believe or not. I never had a feel. I never thought that I will have to communicate in a different language. So when I just listen to what they do in the chat, and then I really got scared. Like, oh my God, this is the place I'm going to be there for in the next 4.5 years. I took a deep breath. Like, no, see, whenever problem is there, we'll have to face it, and we need to fight them. We need to make ourselves suitable for the place. Okay. So anybody had that, like, so what I'm trying to highlight this point was, so when you start working, definitely you'll be working outside Kerala, 99 to 100%, the medium of will be either, if it is in India, it will be Hindi or English. There are no other choice. So so I just started preparing myself for that also. Okay. So are you people, all of you, very comfortable with English communication? I think you will not have much of an issue with that. So that is the point exactly I was just trying to convey you. For me, personally, that day, the depth of that, you will not be able to understand it. Okay, then what happened was towards the final year, I was very scared actually. Okay, soon interviews will come. Oh, before that, I would like to add one more point. And we had our seminars in the final year, right? Final year only we have our seminars. So that was the first time I was doing some sort of presentation in my life, and that should be that also should be in English only, right? We don't have. So that time I was really scared. Somehow I managed it also. And I don't know you people do that or not. Like in our batch, what we used to do is for the seminars, we pre-plan the questions. Okay, we'll ask. Okay, we ourselves will prepare a list of questions and we'll share with all the our classmates, so that once the presentation is over, means they will start asking these questions. So our what we were thinking was the sir will look at it. Oh, this gentleman is doing really good. Definitely, he also will be knowing about all this. He himself might have done this exercise earlier also, possibly. So in that time, I would like to highlight about there are some real what you call actors who deserve a Bharat Award in my batch. Actually, what he used to do is, like, when somebody is asking that question, it's a different question. When somebody is asking that question, he'll say, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good question. Like that, he will so much of fun. He'll make drama. He'll make and he'll answer the question and go. That is how it was happening. Then, when it immediately after my final year, the very next day, we had we didn't have any campus placement that time. Okay, and I think nowadays you people are much more. You are much luckier actually. You have plenty of options nowadays, I think. So in our time, I think we didn't have any campus interviews for our batch in this department. Somebody got selection to Infosys, TCS and all. I think 4 guys got that selection. And AVG, they selected somebody, some of them. Okay. So apart from that, there was no other placements happened during that time. Then, but 2 companies like, AB Marine, Cyber Marine Knowledge Systems. Okay. So AB Marine and Alcock, there is a shipyard in Bhavnagar. So what they have told us, you come there, we'll get the TA, all those things. And they are considering it as interview there. That is, they consider it as sort of campus interview. So immediately after our course, the next day itself, we started to Mumbai. We had our first interview. Then after finishing that, we went to Alcock. That is also over. Like, see, the first, what I believe is, first interview also, since I had this problem with communication problem, because of that, I was really scared also. But one thing, see, each person will have some plus. If he has some minus, means definitely there will be some areas, there will be plus only. So each and every one should think of utilize their positive side and try to improve on whatever he or she lacks. So that is thing what you need to take care of always. So for the first interview, it was more like what I understood was in my first interview, they were trying to understand that whether this person, okay, this AB Marine is a marine consultancy. So they want somebody who can work on the design of barges, all those things. Okay, so we were mainly dealing with barges, small tech boats, all those things at that time. Now it is a very big company. Okay. So then what happened is, so they were just trying to analyze what is basically our knowledge in that area. Okay, whether he understand or not, rather than answering the giving a clear answer whether he understand or there is a way he can be utilized for the particular job. That was the thing. See, regarding the interview, what I wanted to share with you is one thing I have, one technique I have used for my own interviews. That means it's not applicable to the very first one. After that onwards, even that can be applied to the first one also. What I normally do is once a question is asked, I will answer to the question, and I will just drag on for some more time, and I will stop it at some area which I am more comfortable with. Okay, so the probability of asking a next question on that area will be much more, just like a bait. That was really, I don't know, in all my interviews, that was working really well. Okay, so when I stop something, by the time I finish, I am explaining that and taking me to an area where I'm comfortable with. So mostly that works. That possibly you can think of it. And whenever it is good to have, see, the interview, when they ask some questions, you need to answer immediately. Like maybe after coming back after the interview and all, once you come back once that is over, means you may think, okay, I could have answered that way, this way, many things will be there. But we'll have to do that exercise in that span of time only. So it is, a decent preparation is always good. Like actually, whatever, in case if you're just, an example I'm telling is you are appearing for after working for a couple of years with one company, you're applying for another job. Then what you can think of is over that 2 years, whatever you have done, you try to make a summary of just a small tunda. In that, with all the points, like only the key points, so that the intention is, if you prepare it and read it quite often also, just before, if you quite often you just read that, so that during the real interview you'll have a clear whenever something is asked, at least some of them you can attack very fast, because or whatever you are telling it with very confident, with real confidence you are telling it, because even otherwise sometimes what happens is you know the stuff, but you forgot what is the name of the project or what is it about. Some areas, if you are not remembering, there is a possibility that there is a delay coming there. That will add to the negative of it, no? So like a decent preparation is good for that. So my career was after I worked with AB Marine for almost 4 years, and that was a marine consultancy. And my viewpoint is like in the you might have, like I got 2 jobs immediately after this thing. One was with AB Marine and the other one with a shipyard. I had a personal preference to work with a design. I was more inclined towards the design line. Okay, so I have chosen AB Marine, even though the other one was slightly higher. Payment was a bit more higher on the other side. I have chosen this. So my point is, if you're what I feel is you can follow, if given a chance, you can follow your choice of career. Then I suggest you can just try experimenting other areas also. Sometimes what I'm trying to correlate is sometimes kids used to say that when I grow up, I'll become this. And maybe after a month, they will say something else. Like, as we move on, we'll get our ideas will change and will be more, our choices will be differing as we move on. Or similar way also in your career path also, you might have thought that, okay, this design line, okay, this is very good. But when you start working on it, you might have, one thing I have noticed with the engineering side is your career growth is faster with other areas once you move into operations or even production or project management, that line, no? So their career growth is a bit more steep. That curve is a bit more steep. And but for me, my choice was I preferred to be with engineering all the time. And luckily, I could manage the whole 20, I would say that I cannot say 24 years because I took a 5-year break in between. Like, so actually, after working for almost 17 to 18 years, I took a break. Break means that was a crazy decision also. I had a bit of some health issues also there. That was just adding to that. Even otherwise, I was just planning to take a break. I didn't do anything actually. 5 years. I was quite happy. I was enjoying my life. But I have ensured that I have sufficient reserves to move on. That is what I was thinking of. It is not something to be copied or anything. Even what I felt is the whole 5 years, I was quite happy. Everything was fine. But the only thing is the spending capacity was a bit on the lower side. That was the only part. Otherwise, everything was fine. So that is about, okay. Then after McDermott, after AB Marine for 4 years, that actually I would like to highlight about AB Marine is actually, this is a marine consultancy. I think those consultancies are actually will give some leverage to the new persons. Like when you start your career, I suggest you try to explore many areas. Okay. It is like when you do something, okay, for doing a thing, you know what to do. Then there is how to do. Then why we do it. For me, the last is what more important. When we do something, what we are doing, how we are doing, and why we are doing. You should always keen on understanding why we do that. See, if you have that thought only, you will have a clear picture of why it is. If you're asked to do something, means if you know the real requirement behind that, you can be more productive. So you can learn faster and faster. You should have that enthusiasm in the beginning. And you should try to, in the first few years of your career, you should try to bombard others with questions. So in the very beginning, in the early stages, when you ask questions, others will start liking you more. They will think that, okay, this gentleman or this lady, she or she is very keen. He is very, he's really smart and keen to know about many things. So that's the thought feeling they will be getting it. That is a leverage, extra leverage you are getting. At the same time, you're getting that extra knowledge. But by mistake, if you don't do that exercise at all, you are not asking anything, you are limiting to your knowledge, means whatever you are doing, that is the best way of doing it. If you don't ask anything about anybody. Okay. So that way, what happens is your knowledge is also not improving much. And after 5-6 years, you don't have that luxury to ask that question to people. Correct? No, you will not ask. You cannot expect a senior guy asking silly questions to others. That doesn't make sense, right? So you should try to make use of it to the maximum. Okay. And what else I can do? And what is, just tell me about, because I'm keep on talking for a long time, no? what is a sort of what you guys are interested in? Like, what do you have any thoughts? Like, you are in planning to move to which direction? Something like that is there? Production. Okay. Yeah. Heavily profitable. Okay. Actually, both are, if you have a taste towards production, as I said, career path, the curve will be steeper, much faster, you can grow much faster. So whatever, even if you're doing, if you're into any field, knowing the stuff, even if you're doing project management also, if you know the stuff, at least I'm not talking about the deep into the theory, all those things, but knowing about why we do it, those kind of things, no? So that it is there mean, then others cannot cheat you, bluff you. Like if you're asking, like in the meeting, they're saying, no, we can't do it. It is like that, this thing. But if you know the stuff, it is, if we know that, okay, what this person is telling is, if it's not really correct means, we can just stop the discussion there. Correct. So we should, if whichever field you're having, you should try to gain the knowledge to the maximum. Okay. And you are asking about the work culture, right? After my, okay, I was in Mumbai for almost 4 years. Consultancy, the style is what you're going to do the next day, nobody knows. It can be anything. It has its own challenge also, because many people will be approaching you with different requirements. Okay, consulting can be anything. Nowadays, what I'm doing is I'm into design of jacket structures, topside. So it is more like streamlined. It has got more complexities, challenges in some aspects, but at the same time, a bit more streamlined. But with consultancies, you have a very wide range to more. Yes, you may be going for an inclining experiment next day. It may be for plan approval of something, then some design activities, then some surveys. It can be anything. Okay, so the one that's point with consultancies is you will get a wide exposure in the very beginning. I think that is a good thing. Okay, you will get a you can, that means you are learning a lot of things from the college. When you start working, you will try to get to know that why we have learned many things, that you will come to know. Okay, so in India, the working style is actually a bit more what you call demanding than working hours. Everything will be a bit more on the higher side always. After that, but it was okay. I suggest in the beginning you should work harder. Okay, you will get the benefit. You will get the benefit, definitely. Okay, then after that, I joined Henderson International Dubai. I worked there for almost less than 1.5 years. I didn't. Okay, the UAE work culture, to be frank, I didn't like very much. I don't know. Everybody will have their own viewpoint. Like sometimes actually the expectation was we were forced to work on unrealistic timelines. Something will be given and totally different subject. Okay, give me by today or evening or tomorrow morning. They wanted, to be frank, it's with consultancies, where I was working, that may not be situation everywhere. I mean, they were expecting, giving something and expecting a signed copy of a document. What is going inside, like whether we have sufficient information to start the document or complete the document, that nobody was listening much, even from the client side also. Oh, no, with available information, you proceed. Something like that, but that sometimes we may not be very comfortable also. So that is one thing. I didn't work too much in UAE. Then I moved to Singapore, Sembawang Shipyard. Okay, so actually, first two companies with consultancy, then with a yard. So actually, by doing all this variation, I was getting exposure to various fields. Actually, when I was in the yard, I used to go to the production side. Yeah, like I can try to understand if you're designing something, I can go to the yard and see how it is getting fabricated. What will be sometimes when we do something, it's okay. It's all numbers only. But when you really see the gigantic structure or something, you will then only you will feel that surprise or confidence, whatever it may be, will be getting. So it is good to there also. I worked for almost 1.5 years. Then I joined. Personally, I wanted to come back to India all the time. That was right from day one. That was my intention and my plan. I was working towards it. So, and I wanted to be in engineering side also. So for naval architecture, core engineering means hydrodynamics. That was my thought. I wanted to be in that line. But in India, there was no scope. Back in 2010, we didn't have any option. Like in nowadays, McDermott and all, they do have an naval architecture division in Chennai. And they are into hydrodynamics, all those things. But that time, all these activities were being done from overseas offices. So we didn't have. So then I thought, if I want to come back to India, I don't want to get, preferably, I didn't want to work with shipyards and all. I think it's all personal. See, there is nothing is good or bad. It's all choices. So you will be happy when you do what you like. Correct, no? See, you're telling I took 5 years break. I really enjoyed it. But I'm sure that someone else is doing it means they will go mad also. They will never repeat that sort of a mistake also. So it is all. At the end of the day, what makes you happy, comfortable, do. Okay. So, then I thought of doing my master's after working for 4 plus 1, 5, 6 years, 6.5 years only. I did my master's. So I think last time also somebody was asking whether do we need to do the master's right after graduation or not. For that also, we don't have a correct or wrong answer for that. It's all your preferences. I was looking at my viewpoint was, if I am doing my master's after being in the industry for a certain number of years, then what I learn, what I'm going to learn from there, maybe I can enjoy or understand in a better manner. That was my thought. So I was getting that advantage also. To some extent, I can say that when I do something, why we do it or why we learn it, that feel it was better. So I was more comfortable in that. Sometimes it's ultimately your choice. Then I was working. So since I wanted to, this master's is also was part of my planning to come back to India. So I wanted to move to the structural engineering side. So that I joined for, I did my master's from NTU Singapore in offshore engineering. So by doing that, I can move into the structural offshore structure side. So that when I come back to India also, there will be plenty of opportunities. So that was my basic hidden agenda when I moved to that. So I completed that. After completion and after a year, I could move to India. I joined McDermott. I can say that because of that master's only I got this master's, and in Singapore also I was working with a similar EPCI company. EPCI means engineering, engineering, procurement, construction and installation. Okay, so in a similar, something similar to what McDermott is doing, in a similar company only I was working there. So I started working with McDermott. There I was working as a lead structural engineer. I completed almost maybe 6, 7 projects we have done. It was actually that was quite challenging. Each one of the projects were very challenging, and I really enjoyed it also. Then only I took that decision to take a break. After a few years, but I was in touch with them, and then finally they offered me a work from home option. So it's almost 2 years back, I rejoined the company. Now I do the same job, but the comfort of being at home. So that's the only thing. Then I have demanded not the lead position, because handling the lead position from home, it's not very effective. So I'm supporting the team on a senior level itself. I'm supporting it, but I'm not in the front end. That's it. Doing a similar stuff. That is what currently my profile. And anything you want to ask? I don't know, because I'm not good at public speaking and all. Like I don't know whether you're getting bored or not. I don't have any idea. So do you have anything to ask? Correct. Okay. So if you are planning to move to Singapore side or Far East, I suggest you start listening to their communication for a month or 2. Listen to their any videos or anything, something you can. Now there are plenty of chances, right? So that is actually, the slang is slightly different. Grammar is, they don't give importance to grammar, is it? But the thing is, when you get into discussions, meetings, all those things, if you don't like immediately, in the very few days, you'll have a problem in understanding what they're trying to say also. So it is good to know the slang, and there are some usages also. So see, a preparation is good for anything. Whatever you are planning to do, you just think of it. What are the possible challenges, all those things, think about it, and you try to find some remedies for that yourself. Be prepared for everything. If you are prepared for anything, the problems will be the same. The same problem will be there without preparation, or otherwise you will be facing the same problem. But with preparation, you can better handle it. That's only the plan. Regarding work culture also, actually in Singapore, in the yard, I was the work culture. It's okay. I didn't have much. I didn't like that place so much. So I just there for only 10 months. Then I moved to GPS, Global Process Systems. Okay, so that was an EPCA company. There actually, whoever above me, all were Europeans. So it was very comfortable actually. In two things, like one is all my lead and above, all those people, most of them were from SBM, SBM only. Then I think Monaco SBM. So the thing is, okay, single boy mooring. It's a company dealing with offshore structures basically. So then the thing is, they were all very knowledgeable. And I would say that when I joined, that was the first company I was working as a structural engineer. And I got a very good department, head of the department, Timothy John Crew. He's from UK. So he was such a nice person that he's the best teacher I have ever seen, I can say that. Like when we ask something, he will answer the question. He will mention about the related stuff, everything. Then he will give me some books also. Okay, go through them. Since he's giving so much of effort, we will also tend to at least go through it something. But he was a very good teacher. I think that is the only, he only made that transition so easy. Otherwise, I think suddenly from naval architecture to structural engineer, no, it was that transition. It would have been a bit more troublesome if I didn't have that sort of a picture like HOD. Okay. So working with that style, they used to work from 9 to that the exact time. They actually they come earlier than if office starts at 8. They start by 7:30 and they leave by exactly 5 or whatever it may be. So there won't be too much of pressure and all like that. It is okay. It will be there. Everything will be a bit more professional. And okay, the group which you are working with, that also will have a very great influence on your learning process, your career, everything. Okay, so that also you just, some of them it is actually what you call, if you are lucky, everything will be in order automatically. If it is not happening, so you are the only one to take remedial measures to that. Either you try to still, what you call, survive in that environment, which will make you tougher and stronger. And otherwise, for a better place or different place, whichever you feel. So that's way, you should be positive. Either you change it. There is no point in cursing about it and just continuing there. Either you decide to fight or quit. Okay, and nothing is the end of anything. You're not wherever you work, it's your choice only. Then after rejoining, I'm with Magdemote, I'm still continuing. Basically, I'm into design of jacket structure, fixed purely into the top sides and jacket structures. That is my area. And today I'm just going to share some knowledge about that also. That's my plan. So what my intention, see, when we are 23, 24 of us, each one of us will be giving you different lectures or different sessions. Each one will be different. Nobody will be like me, or nobody will, each one will be different. See, each person will have his own strength and weakness. So know your strength, improve your weakness. Always. That should be your aim. Okay. Then in this session, what I was thinking was, you are learning a lot of things from this college. Correct, no? So when you really start enjoying the beauty of it, when you start working in the real industry, when you find some application of it, you may start appreciating that. If you're keen on that, you're interested on that, find the real beauty of it. So I was just trying to, because that is the only thing I can share with you also, what I feel. I'll just briefly take you through that oil extraction process, all those things, and I'll be giving you some idea about the jacket structures and what are the challenges and what are the design considerations. At least if you are planning to move into that direction, at least you will, because if you're working in there, whether you are interested or not, if you're getting into those areas, you have to know about it. There is no choice. Like here, I'm trying to give you some information with minimal effort. So I'm just trying to give you something, what you call a very, very, very basic level. I think you don't have any paper like offshore structures, no? So I cannot talk about the entire offshore industry also. I'm just talking, I'm trying to discuss about the fixed offshore structures. Okay, we'll just discuss certain areas about it, and we'll try to get some, what you call, I'm just trying to correlate between what we learn and what we really do, some of the things. That's my plan. Okay, you have anything to ask before I move on to that? Are you really bored? Sorry, I don't have any, no, I haven't taken any, see, the only thing I'm doing is maybe with the team members, we'll be having weekly meetings, we'll be explaining, that will be a clear agenda will be there. Okay, these are the lined up activities, who will be doing what, by what time, what are the challenges, discuss the challenge. See, the lead level, it will be mainly like wherever problems are there, until problems are coming, they will not come to you. You will be only the troubleshooter. Correct, no? Otherwise, on a daily activities, everything will be moving on by its own. Okay, so those items, but I never, this is the first time in my life I'm just giving a so-called addressing a crowd like this. I don't know how. Yeah. 12, fine. Okay. Can we just with the first one, please? Okay, and starting. It is, I think. Okay. See what you see from. No. Don't play it, please. Just keep it on the very beginning. Yeah. I don't want the. Like it shouldn't be on media player, first of all. There was a different one you were mentioning, right? It shouldn't be open on media player. It was a different yeah. No, you're opening that in a different player, right? Because I want to. Right click open. I think here you can pause anytime, right? When you pause also, you get the complete picture, right? Okay. See here, what you're seeing on the picture. Okay, now I am just trying to give you in 5 minutes, I'm trying to give you a picture of how oil is being extracted and it is sent to the refineries. What is the whole intention of oil? What is oil and gas industry doing? Huh? They are extracting oil. Their main aim is to produce millions of barrels of oil or gas, then that distribute to the required areas. Oil means money. See, that is the only intention of it. So now what you see here is it's a sort of simple animation. Here, what you see in blue color, that is the sea, ocean, and what you see below, that is the seabed. That is the soil. Okay. Now, the entire process start with Can I continue? Oh. Okay. See, I'm just I'm trying to give the process in 5 minutes very quickly. See, the first stage of the process is exploration. We need to identify potential oil reserves. That is the first step in oil extraction. We need to know where it is there, potential oil reserve, finding out oil reserve. That is the first thing need to be done. Once that is done, identified, we need to have, before getting into directly jumping into the production, extraction facilities, all those things, we need to do a techno-economic feasibility. Remember that? Remember that? Techno-economic feasibility? Yes, please, sir. Okay. So we need to do a techno-economic feasibility of that. Like, see, you're finding a oil reserve, or so much of oil is a potential oil reservoir is present in that area. So we need to know whether is it technically and economically feasible to extract that, and the produced oil can give you enough margin. See, there will be two challenges. One is the process is quite simple, but the oil reserves are it's very less oil, and it's not economically feasible, means we'll just drop it. And it is economically feasible only, but it has got too much of challenges associated with that, too much of risk associated with that. So even though there are potential possibility for getting enough oil, but if you have too much of complication, possibly we may drop it also, or we may delay it. It may be feasible with a very high margin for the crude oil prices or something. Okay, something like that. So the first step is to identify the potential oil reserves. Once that is done, means then I'm talking from the fixed platforms point of view only. Okay, so which will be very near to the low water depths. Okay, then what we do is near to that, once the techno-economic feasibility, they are giving a green signal, means a new project is born. Then we are what we do is we will install a jacket structure there. I'm just telling you once, then we'll see the video, then we'll repeat one more time. Okay, so we'll be installing a jacket structure there. Okay, and otherwise, let us see that video once, then I'll explain, then one more time. Can you just play that, please? So we are finding a potential reservoir there. So in that case, we are installing a jacket structure in that area. Jacket structure means we need to have the piling also. Then only it will be strong enough to receive the topsides. Okay, can you start from beginning and just pause? Okay, just play. Then whenever I say pause, you pause it. Play it, please. Yeah, you're finding the potential reservoirs. Okay, pause. Then the first thing is we are near to that vicinity. We are installing a jacket. A jacket means this is the jacket structure. We are simply placing it there. Then the real foundation is the piles. The pile is what? Holding, yeah, jacket onto the seabed. That is giving the, what you call, restraints. Okay. Please. Then after the jacket, we are installing the piles. Pause it. Okay. Once jacket is installed, the piles are driven. In that condition, we have a very strong foundation. Now it is ready to receive the topside. Okay. Okay. So now, what does the typically for a wellhead platform, what does the topside contain? Okay, like the ultimate, what is the aim? We need to extract crude from the reservoir. So we will be taking that crude, and we will be having, what is a main challenge with offshore structures is we cannot have a football ground, such a big space in ocean. Even any square meter will be costing money. So we need to have the very bare minimum facility in the ocean. Okay, so we will be doing only the bare minimum process there offshore. Once what we are doing here is, okay, we need to can you just play that, please? Okay, please stop. See, after installation of the jacket and topside, the topside has got all the required facilities to do the initial stages of what we are getting from the oil reservoir. Anybody know? Crude oil. It's not crude oil as such. It will be a mix of crude, mix of water, and it's a mix of gas, and sometimes sand also will be there. It's all mixed together, and that sort of a fluid is coming through that. Okay, so what we do is we do the minimal separation, and some sort of conditioning will be there, will be done at this facility, offshore facility. Only the bare minimum requirement. Okay, we cannot have too much of equipments there. So how we are extracting this oil? What you see in green color, those are called conductors. Conductors is nothing but, it is just a tubing, big tubing. And through the conductors, we will be doing the real drilling. Okay, so that drilling tubing will go, that's it. The drilling tubing will, stop it. That tubing will go till the reservoir. It is just like you think of a borewell also. You are doing the drilling until you find the water reserves, right? Similar way, you are not exactly similar way. No, somehow, I'm just comparable way, I'm telling. So the tubing will be, see, these are called the tubing. Okay, the tubing will be going up to the reservoir. Okay, now then what is the purpose of this one, green one? If the tubing is simply present in the ocean, it will be subjected to a lot of loadings, lateral loading. So tubing is, it is conductors, no? It is just a shield. It is protecting the tubing from all the possible environmental loads. Understood, no? So the tubing is safe actually. It's not getting damaged. So with this, now the reservoir and the top side is connected. So whatever the crude plus sand plus water plus gas, a mixture of all those things will be coming through this. And we'll be having some mechanism to control the pressures also. It will be reaching to the top side, and top side there will be some separators, all those things will be there. That will filter it at certain levels, like gas will be there on the top. That gas, if it is not feasible to extract it, it's very minimal, means we'll just flare it off. Okay. Because it's all a feasibility. See, producing, utilizing it properly, it makes it cost more. Then we don't do that. Okay. Then comes the oil part, which will, that is the crude oil. Below that, there will be water will be there. Then below the sand also will be there. All those things will be removed. And this crude oil need to be taken to the shore. How do we do it? Like we have something called, can you just press play? Yeah, stop it there. So what you see in this red color, those are called the risers. So this whatever this crude produced, that will be taken through these risers. Only this much. This will be part of the jacket structure itself. Okay. From there, it will be taken to the shore. From there, it will be taken to the shore through the subsea pipelines. Okay. Through using these subsea pipes, it will go to the shore. It will go to the refinery. Then, you know the stuff. Okay. So it is. You want to see that one more time? Just play one more time. Identifying the reserves, installing the jacket structure. Then we are strengthening that using the piles. It is ready to take the top side. Then conductors are installed. And through the conductors, the drilling happens. The tubing will go to the reservoir. The produced minimum processing, filtration, separation, and conditioning will be happening at this thing. From there, through the riser, through the subsea pipeline, it will go to the shore. That's the process of it. Okay. That is clear, right? Okay, now go to the next one, please. Okay. Okay, go to the beginning, please. Beginning, yeah, and stop it. Okay, now in this offshore structures, what are things I need your input also into this? What are the challenges you are expecting? There will be plenty of them. You can think of anything and whatever you feel. Even if it is wrong, it's fine. At least as long as you say something, I'm happy. Sorry? Correct. Okay. So basically environmental loads. On broadly, we can say that environmental load. So it can be heavy wind, heavy current, heavy wave loading. That is the most predominant. Then any other thing it will be subjected to. Go to the first page and stop it there. Yeah. Sorry. But I'm talking specifically about the jacket structure. Depth of the sorry. Okay. I'm coming to that. Like before that, see, I'm talking about only this particular structure. It is already on the field. Now, in this condition, what are the challenges? What you feel it will be subjected to? Your point is very correct, but we are getting into that. That is like I'm just specific. I'm trying to be more specific about this only. We'll discuss about it. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, fine. That is another challenge. See, depending on that, sometimes I was mentioning about these piles. So how do they do it actually? Like before, once the location is identified, they do to the expected penetration depth. They will collect samples all the way up to this. Like from the design calculation, there will be some expected approximate estimated pile length requirements will be established. Accordingly, they will do the survey of the entire soil. They will through the tubing, each and every meter, they'll take the soil sample. So depending on that soil property, that is how we define the support conditions for this. Like at each stage, see, basically you're driving a stick into soil. Okay, you are just hammering it twice. It has gone to a certain depth. When you pull it, it has some resistance. Correct, no? That area, that friction is what resisting it. When you try to pull it this side or this side, again that lateral pressure, that is what resisting it. But if you drive it deeper and deeper, it's becoming stronger and stronger, right? Okay, and more than that, like when it is passing through sandy area, clay area, so all those each soil, depending on the soil, the what you call the support conditions, what we are getting will be different. So basically, when we do the jacket analysis, what we normally do is depending on each layer of soil, we'll be having different support stiffnesses. Spring stiffnesses, we will be defining it. That is how we do for the entire depth of it. That is how we really simulate it. Okay. Okay. Now that is one condition, and that will have one more challenge. Like when you okay, the point what I wanted to highlight here was when he was mentioning about it. Some places there will be solid rock. Then what we cannot drill it. We cannot drive piles, so we drill it. Literally, we drill it, put the pile, we'll grout it. Then the requirement will be very less actually. Okay, the length requirement will be really less only. Okay, so that part is covered. Anything else? There are so many items in that. One is environmental load. Any challenges? It may not be regarding the design aspects also. The one thing what I was mentioning now, like space. Space is a challenge. Space means money. Correct, no? We cannot have a much bigger platform. We should have, when you really see the 3D model of an offshore structure platform, you'll hardly see any space available. There are some stringent requirements, like we need to have a clear headroom of so much. There's this, we cannot have not even a centimeter, we cannot violate those rules, but we'll not have more than that also. They will ensure that everything is such a closely packed that only the bare minimum required as per the guidelines will be maintained. Because that is how we can make it more economic. Correct, no? So one is about the space. Okay, life. Okay, so I would say that it's about environmental impact. Okay, so because environmental impact is like to the operator, that is an impact. It's an extra money to them. Like they need to ensure that they are taking care of the environmental. Otherwise, the penalty will be huge. That actually, when you tell me that, the one thing comes to my mind is I have seen a picture like where so many seals are there on the one entire stair, no? It was full of seals. I used to, like, we have some design requirement, like when we design a stair, it should be a certain design pressure should be applied on each and every stair tread, no? It should be applied. That is how it is. I'm thinking, why no? In normal condition, there will be a couple of people will be moving around. Why do we need to be so stringent? But when I saw that picture, it's okay. Even otherwise, you might have seen that during. Have you ever attended a fire drill in very high-rise buildings? When the fire drill happens, all of a sudden everybody has to evacuate. In my Singapore office building was in the 35th floor. So when we started moving down, the entire staircase after some floors, no, it was fully packed because all are coming out at the same time. So some point of time that much of loading is coming. Yeah. Okay. So what was it? Yeah, that is one thing, but that will be taken care in the general UDL applied. There will be some blanket loading to be. We need to check for some blanket loading. Blanket loading that means the area loading, and that is also there. It will be taken care in that. Material use. Okay. So we need to have two things like. See, usually for offshore structures, we do have high strength materials will be used. And when you say material, I would try to connect it with two things. One is, this may be subjected to very high temperature and very low temperature also. Where do we expect very high temperature? If we have a flare structure, I said excess some gases will be burned also. Okay, so near to the flare, there will be near to that vicinity, there will be very high temperature will be there. With very high temperature, what it happens to the structure? Expansion is happening. Okay, basically it will become more flexible. You don't need to know anything else. You know that when you make it, you might have seen roads bending also, right? So basically that elastic modulus will be reduced, and yield also, if yield capacity, that also will be reduced. So we do have when areas where it is subjected to very high temperatures, we do have reduction in Fi to be considered, reduction in G to be considered, all those things, E to be considered, all those things will be taken care in the design. And there is another area, like sometimes North Sea area and all, the temperature, subjected temperature will be very, very less, -40, even less also may be there. So very low temperature, it will behave the other way. The yield and all will go up actually. slightly, the strength actually increases a little bit, but it becomes very brittle. Okay, it can withstand a slightly higher capacity, but all of a sudden it breaks like a glass or something. So we need to have where negative temperatures are expected, mean we should have a special grade material for that. Basically, there are some testing and all need to be done at those minus temperatures, Charpy testing or those things. Impact test, impact toughness will be lesser at this thing. So need to have those kind of additional testing to be done. And another thing is, you might have thought of like it's a highly corrosive environment. Correct, no? You know, electrolysis. What happens in this? Slowly, the corrosion will be much faster, and once the jacket is installed, are we in a position to strengthen it? Once it is gone inside, means gone. We can't do much of it. Can't do nothing much can be done. Correct. So how do we protect it? Yeah, I know it's perfect. Cathodic protection. Basically, you know that electrolysis, that principle behind that. We are trying to make it as cathode and protecting it. So whatever is getting damaged, the zinc anode, what we are attached to that, that will be depleted over a period of time. So anytime, if the depletion is more, means we can, some diver can go and replace another anode band can attach to that. So it will start depleting more and more. So anytime, that is the only this thing we can. Okay. Then what else? What else? Yeah. Structure. Yeah. You're telling that as a challenge, right? Yeah. See, that is, see, one problem with the offshore industry is like there is too much of money involved in this. Okay, there is too much of money involved. So we cannot afford to have a shutdown. One shutdown means you are on a daily basis, you are losing in millions. Okay. So what we normally address is we will have some sort of redundancy within the system. If there is any damage is happening to that, we will just reroute. If some failure with the valve or something, there should be a mechanism to bypass it. Certain areas, and there will be sometimes redundancy also. There will be out of two systems will be utilizing only one of them. One will be redundant. So an extra buffer sort of thing. And all this rather than repair, they will be concentrating on the maintenance. A repair sort of situation, preventing repair is more important by regular maintenance. Okay, so no, unlike short structures, offshore is the repair is also a bit more challenging. Correct. No? And what else? It is subjected to very heavy vertical loads. There are some of the top sides, everything will be 7,000, 12,000, 18,000 tons and all. It will be, it will be really massive thing. So it is subjected to very heavy vertical load, and it will be subjected to a lot of environmental loads. Correct, no? Like there will be wave loading will be there, current loading will be there, wind loading will be there. Then what else? Quickly. Seismic loading, earthquake. So earthquake prone zones, zone, what is happening is earthquake, basically all these earthquakes are like, it is giving an extra acceleration to the system. Just by doing that, it's giving an extra acceleration, a mass into acceleration, that is an extra force. So we need to take care of that. Then what else? There are possible vibrations. See is unlike a fixed structure, it's a fixed structure, but it is subjected to all the time subjected to waves and everything. So any possibility for resonance, okay? Resonance or near amplification, response amplification is happening means it is not so good. We should try to mitigate that. And sometimes due to wind also, there will be vibration. So too much of a slender member subject to wind, we'll try to avoid it, all those things. Then what else? Then there will be some sort of frictional, it will be subjected to impact loads. That means I haven't shown this. Okay, all are made by me only. I like this animation, just my passion. I thought by doing this, it will be a bit more easier for you to understand. Nah? So that is why I prepared it. So usually, one thing why I've done this, if I fix something like copyright issues, all those things will be there. No? So I was just trying to completely avoid it by doing, it's just a skeleton to explain certain things, nothing more. Don't look at it. There will be a lot of, I know that, but I cannot do everything in this model also. There's no point in spending that much time also, right? So when you look at it, this area, you will see something called boat landing. How do you approach into the jacket structure? Sometimes it may be through the boats or through the heli deck. Okay, through the helicopter or through the other thing. So there will be boat landing on some approachable side. So there what happens is on a regular basis, the vessel will be coming and berthing it. Under normal berthing also, you know that there is no real brake actually, correct? No? It is just coming and hitting it only. So there is something called normal impact condition and accidental impact condition. That means normal means under normal, they was supposed to come through a particular angle, particular direction, particular speed, depending on the energy is proportional to the mass of it, correct? No, so the bigger the vessel, the impact will be more. So under normal condition, it will be coming at certain speed only. So it will be transferring less energy to that. But there are some conditions like which is beyond if it is not within our control, it will come and really hit it. So in that time, what happens is, see, the boat landing, what I'm talking about here, that is actually a replaceable item. It is, we call it as fenders also. Like it is a perfectly steel structure. But one more point, I wanted to ask you this question before addressing this problem. Sometimes when we do structural design, we try to be, conservative. Over design is always better. Okay, if this is okay, give slightly more. Okay, with an extra buffer. But you can't do that everywhere. When it comes to design of these kind of fenders, boat landing, boat impact thing, what will happen is, if it is stronger, if it is more stiff, it will attract more load. If you're jumping from here to this hard floor, you will get hurt. But if it is sand, you will be even comfortable. If it is even something softer than that, foam or something, because that time is, the energy absorption will be better. Correct, no? So the fender, the boat landing structure, if you make it very stiff, whatever the load it is getting transferred to the main structure. Main structure is jacket structure. That will be huge. But when it is a bit more flexible stuff, what happens is it just deforms. In that deformation, actually that is an energy is getting dissipated in that. Correct, no? You need to, any work done is an energy. So you are just pushing it, bending it, means an energy is being spent on that. So that energy is partially absorbed there. The rest of the loading only goes to the main structure. Okay. So that is one thing. So the boat landing structure design. Then there is something called, there will be a lot of handlings will be happening all the time. There will be huge cranes on top of it. And items will be handled on a regular basis. There are potentially, sometimes it may fall down. Correct. So as you said, if you have some critical pipelines and it is coming in way of handling part, what do we do? What can be done? If we happen to drop, your main process line, you are breaking it. Then it's a very heavy damage, right? So what normally do is on those critical areas, we make a structure on top of it. So that is called dropped object protection. We make a structure on top of it, whatever dropping. There also, we need to ensure that it is there the intention is we should give the, depending on the, okay, not getting into the details and all, like, so there'll be, you understand that, no? There is a protection is there, I mean, it's good for everybody. That is how we address that sort of a problem. Okay, now, can you go to that? Can you just play this? This is nothing. Go to the next one, please. Next one. One question to you. Next one video. Next video. Okay. Stop it. You have seen that. Why do we need a jacket? You know that the top side is sitting directly. Correct. Then why do we need a jacket? Huh?
So that there is no vibration or no any effect of that on the box.
Okay, to some extent it's correct. I'll make it a bit more clear. Okay, can you just play that, please? Okay, it is resting on the files. You just see, what if the jacket structure is not present? Hey, play that, please. Stop it there. If the jacket structure is not there, it would have been something like this. Are you feeling comfortable with that? Never. Correct, no? So you might have seen in your midship section or something. You have done all those things, right? All of you. When you take the midship section modulus, when you calculate, only the longitudinally running members, that is what you're taking. Correct, no? You'll be having a lot of, what do you call this? What is it? Frames. Lateral frames will be there. That is not contributing to the longitudinal bending of it. Only the longitudinally running members will be effective for that. In a similar fashion, the entire load is taken by these files only. But here, if you don't have a jacket, even if we have a jacket or not, the entire load is getting transferred through the files. There is no change to that. But if we don't have a jacket, the failure mode will be different. Correct, no? It will just wobble and twist everything and come down. Correct, no? That is how it is. So to explain that, I will tell you, let me say something about from the naval architecture only. You think of a small boat, country boat, of this size, this. You're standing on top of it. You're standing. Then you will feel that even with a little bit of disturbance, you will feel unstable. It will start rolling. It will be very uneasy. Then what you're doing is you're picking one more small similar country boat side by side and connecting between both. Will that be stable? What do you call it? Catamaran. So what is the funda behind catamaran? What is the major difference happening here? Water? Partially. Water plane area. Yes. Correct. See, when See, when you have one country board, okay, it is rolling about this axis. Correct, no? It is doing the rolling against this axis. But when you have one more, that also individually will be rolling about that axis. If you are disconnecting between these two, about which axis it will be rolling? The center, this one. Correct, no? So when you think of that moment of inertia, that will be huge as compared to double the moment of inertia of individual ones. Because you know the parallel axis theorem. If this is R, that AR square, it is simply adding to that. That is the AR square. So the distance is more, the inertia is getting more and more. Okay, so single one and this one, it will be huge, it will be there. Now just think of in some part of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, there are, for some leisure purpose, there are something called some bowl-shaped boats are there. Not say boat or something, it is only for the leisure purpose in very calm waters. Okay, again, this okay, huh? There is some name also for that, I don't know. Like now you just think of it, you're standing on top of, you'll feel the same problem. You put one more, connect between both. Okay, then what happens? Now it is stable in that direction. Exactly along that direction it is stable. But are you safe? Any movement means you will fall in this direction. Gone, no? So you have a small thing like this. When you connect one more like this way, it is quite strong in that axis, but along this one, very weak. How can we solve it? Yeah, add two more. Connect it like this. Okay, if you have 4 of those bowls connected together, you will be comfortable to get into that. Correct, no? Now it is, when it comes to this one, it is the moment of inertia axis is this one. In the other direction, it is this one. So it is quite stable in both the directions. Quite good. Now, tell me, in this condition, this connection what you have made, you made it with a very weak stick or something. The connection what you have used is any one of the connection. If it get damaged, what happens? Will that be having that stability? As soon as one of them is broken, gone. Then you just think of it. One of them is broken means what will happen? This will come somewhere here. This will come here or something. It will just. So the strength is coming from ensuring that these 4 are at that certain distance. That is exactly our jacket structure is doing. Okay, the entire bending capacity is from the pile only it is coming. But the jacket structure is ensuring that the piles are at the specified distance all the time. So at any particular cross section, when you take it, you will have something like this. Okay, and it will have a huge moment of inertia contributed because of this lever arm. But in jacket structure, it should be ensured that whatever loading coming through these horizontal members and the bracing, those members are capable of, if they are designed for those, if those members are designed for the expected loads, then it is fine. Then ultimately the entire load is getting transferred to the jacket piles, and pile is ensuring that, okay, everything is safe. Okay, so tell me what is the moment of inertia is. Can somebody tell me the meaning or physical significance of that? This is? No, you're partially correct. Capacity to resist. A bit more. It's rotation. Capacity to resist rotation. That is what moment of inertia is. Okay. So if the moment of inertia is less, it is easy to rotate. If it is more, it is difficult to rotate. You might have seen skiing spinner, what is in skating spins. Huh? What they do, they just press their hands and then they start spinning like that. Once they rotate for a while and reach a certain angular momentum is attained, what they do, they are rotating at a certain speed. Then they will just keep our hands and leg closer to the body. So that means this is the axis of rotation. So when the mass is coming closer to the axis of rotation, you would have seen it spinning very fast. So what is driving force is the angular momentum. That is constant. It's not changing within a short period of time. But for the same thing, the moment of inertia is reducing by just keeping it closer to that. So it will spin like this thing very fast. So that is the funda of it. So this you understood clearly. Then why do we need a jacket structure? We have an answer for that, right? Can you go to the next one? Then let me, I don't know whether, next one, please. You can play this and move to the next one. Okay, stop it there, please. Then somebody from you who was mentioning about the transportation, all those things. Okay. Now, let us initially what we were talking about, all the challenges for the installed condition. For the installed condition, what are the challenges? Some of them we were just discussing it. Okay. Now, it is not only the in-place condition. Before reaching the required site location, it is getting fabricated. We need to take it to the required site. There is so much process happening there. Sometimes the fabrication will be happening in Batam, Indonesia. It will be getting installed at North Sea. And sometimes it will be in China, installation at Qatar. So that means for the entire journey, it may take more than a month sometimes. Okay, so we have challenges associated with the transportation, all those things. There also, I would like to just highlight a few points which may be feeling interesting to you. Now what you see here is normally, I'm not talking about the fabrication stages or anything challenges associated with that. Possibly Joby would have already given you a better picture on. Now you can see that usually the fabrication will be happening at the quayside. You can see that the top side is near to the quayside, it is there. Now I'm talking about the first stages. Once it is fabricated, it should be taken to a barge. Through barge only we can transport to the required installation site. Correct, no? Okay. So now how do we transfer what is fabricated on the ground, the barge? Trailer. Cranes. Crane is one method of doing it. Sometimes, but it's for very small top sides only that will, jacket structures, it will be possible, but for bigger and heavier platforms, no, that will not be feasible sometimes. Okay, sometimes it's whichever is more economic, we'll follow that. Okay, I'll tell about lift later. Now what I'm trying to say is usually it will be through trailer load out. I mean, there is something called SPMP, self-propelled. modular transport. Sorry. Modular transport. Okay, okay. Okay. So that is nothing but a set of wheels. It will, the key of essence of that is that has got a series of hydraulic jacks, which is computer control. That is ensuring that the top level is flat. So if it is through a inclined portion, if it is traveling means these elevations of the forward jacks will be lower, so that the top will be flat all the time. Like that, it will be moving. Okay. So now you can see that the top side is already below the top side. There are something like in orange color. No, these are the stools on which it is resting now. Now, can you just play it, please? These are the so-called SPMT. Okay, okay. This is just giving like this is the installation site. It's so far. It is trying to show you that. Yeah, these FPMTs will be, once it is reaches, it will just elevate it. Okay, then it will be taking to the barge. It's all very fast shown. Then the jacks will be lowered. It is on the, can you pause it? Pause it, possibly. Once it is placed onto the barge, then it is ready to go, not completely. When is the ocean voyage is always subjected to motion responses. Okay, so there will be accelerations associated with that, loading associated with that. So we need to have tie down everything properly. So that is what called sea fastening. Okay, we need to have a proper sea fastening so that everything is ready to go. So we are doing all those things here. Then on the barge, with the help of a tugboat, we are towing it to certain area. Okay, go play that, please. Barge is taking it. So actually, there was a good video prepared for this. The last minute, I didn't save it. It just crashed. Then somehow, yesterday night only I prepared. Okay. Do you understand this or not? That's what this is what. Yeah. No, it is a heavy transport vessel. All right. Yeah. It's a. I'll be explaining that. Now it is the heavy transport vessel is also moving. Once it is moving for a while, after reaching a certain distance, it is ballasting, it is lowering, the barge is free now, barge is going to the side. Okay, can you tell me, it is going near to the jacket structure now. The jacket would have been already installed to install the deck, correct? Now tell me why we are using a barge and a HTV.
Pinishe, I think you are on mute. I cannot hear you at all.
So, it's important, I would say, Pramod. Okay. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
No, cannot hear now.
Even now? But you were able to listen what I was mentioning earlier.
On the screen, unmute ചെയ്യാമോ? The screen shows you are muted.
So far, ഒന്നും കേട്ടിരുന്നില്ല. Hello? Is that okay now? Hello?
Okay, thanks, Binu.
Is that okay
Thanks.
now?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Pramod, were you able to listen what I was talking of past 1 hour?
I was trying to send messages that you were on mute, but finally I tried to disturb your session.
Oh,
No problem, go ahead.
okay. You want to ask something? No, but he was unable to hear anything. That's what Pramod is telling.
Correct, yes.
Right from the beginning or the last 10 minutes?
At least from 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Basically, I was making use of a collar mic. I think battery would have drained completely.
Possible, because I was trying to go to YouTube. I thought my computer has problems, so I restarted and did many things.
Okay. Anything you would like to highlight?
No, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, thank you. So, waiting for the next get together.
Interesting. I think it was a very nice presentation. Like, I would like to highlight, you used your own tools. So no copyright issues on this anyway.
Sorry?
You used your own tools, so no copyright issues, right?
Yeah, correct. So I was just trying to avoid copyright issues by making my own, so that at least I just prepared what is required, what I wanted to explain. I just prepared only those what do you call animations. See, actually I had prepared a better one, but I somehow I missed it. So some of them I prepared yesterday night. Anything else from the audience? Like, yeah, please go ahead, please. Yeah. Installation. Yeah. Sure. Okay. It is like okay. When it comes to thinking of McDermott, no, in my office, there is like we have there are engineers in all areas. Like there will be somebody in the engineering side, fabrication. There is a specific team for construction support engineering. That means what they normally do is they now you're seeing the deck in the completed form. I was talking about from that point onwards, the load out, the transportation, the fatigue, all those things. That is what I was explaining. So even before a deck is coming into the final shape, it is going through different processes like stacking. It will be fabricated in different pancakes, then stacked everything together. So for each and you know that like a full truss work system, it will be effective once everything is in place. But if you're splitting that into pieces and fabricating, then when you try to lift it, it will not have that stiffness. Because those bracings, once it is all the three connected together, that time only it will be effective. So there are many additional checks and engineering need to be done for each and every process of fabrication and installation also. So there will be a separate team for that, and specifically to installation, there will be another team. What they take care of it of is we do have they take care of the installation part alone. Okay, so if we have a completely okay, what I would say that they are the one managing the final installation process. So here I'm telling that we are using certain barges for the transportation, then HDVs, then again by barge, all those things. Now, in the engineering, people might have done the entire transportation analysis based on the barge parameters given, the RAOs given for those particular barges or HDVs. Then these installation engineers, that team, no, they will be the one they will be provided with a set of assets. Okay, for each organization will be having their own installation vessels, barges. A limited resources will be available. That is the one they need to manage for all the projects happening in the office. So possibly, depending on if one of the projects is getting delayed, they need to ensure that this they will have to swap some of the barges or a heavy lift vessel or whatever it may be. Those kind of whether those feasibility studies and the impact of that, and in the offshore also, during the installation process, they are the one need to ensure that whatever documentation, design, calculation done by the engineering is sufficient. Or if they feel that based on their installation philosophy or anything, if they want, if they have any concerns or any additional checks needs to be done, they are the one to highlight it. So definitely, this is actually, even in McDermott, they are the one with what you call, with the career growth, the steepest curve, what I have noticed. That is the reason you want to go there, right? Yeah. And yeah. No. If you are getting into that graduate trainee program actually in that program is really good. Like almost a year or two, they will be on rotation with all the departments. They will get a chance to get to know of all the disciplines, all the departments, and then they can get interact with all the high level people also. Like usually many of them after this GT program, they prefer this area, as you said. That's why I'm telling you, people are much smarter than us. Correct, no? I know when at your age, okay, I'm not smart. There are smart guys in my batch also. I'm not telling that. But the thing is, you people are thinking your thoughts are really good, actually. It is and I would say that it's a good stream. Like if you go, it is very challenging, and you may have to go to offshore also if you like those challenges. And they are the one, if they say something, we have to accept it. Like if our marine installation team is telling that, okay, we need to have that get satisfied, or we need to have that requirement, means marine installation requirement is we need to give prime importance to that, because the installation, there is a slight delay in few hours also will be costing us much more. Okay, there is no, we can do 1 month of engineering to cut short the installation time by half a day. Okay. See, no, that is a good question also. So actually, every year there will be graduate engineering trainees will be recruited for McDermott. And you need to, what I'll do is, that is an actually sort of elite program, and others will not have. Only HR and the top management, they are the one handling it. Even the discipline head of the departments will not have any much of a role onto that. That's a sort how it is programmed. So I will let you know about it, like what is the, and there are some, it depends on the time also. There are requirements like you should be, those who are the graduating the same year only will get admitted to that program, and CGPA should be 8.5, something like that. There is a requirement like that. 8 or 8.5, I'm not sure. Then depends on how green the present situation also. At some point of time, there were around 60 intake or something, 40 to 60 intake in 1 year. That was the peak period. So that depends. Sometimes it will be very less on also. It depends on how much project how much we are loaded with all those things.
Finish.
Yeah.
While you are on that topic, IPM, recently the wind turbine installation has become more and more popular, and more offshore projects are going towards the wind turbine installation projects. അപ്പോൾ McDermottലും, I think you would have a lot of work coming in the near future, isn't it? For all this, because you have a lot of structural challenges here as well, because you are doing it in deep oceans. Now more and more they are going to deeper oceans.
That part I cannot see. What is, are we going with that direction like that? I cannot answer clearly on that. Definitely that is there are a lot of opportunities in that area. Whether presently, to my knowledge, we are not, there is nothing in our India engineering office. We don't do anything on that.
I hope you will have soon, because Europe is getting more and more saturated, more expensive. So I think more and more of these kind of projects are coming to countries like India. So hopefully for our juniors also, you will have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, we are hoping so. Hoping for the best. Anybody want to add anything? Anything? Any other personal thing? Career? No, actually, there is, when I talk about my career break, I have already mentioned that it is quite personal. Like, it is nothing, I didn't have, possibly you can say that it's some of my crazy ideas, but I will never say it is a wrong decision also. I can comfortably say that that 5 years, that was the best period in my life. I really enjoyed it. Even my family, everybody. But the only thing is, and the best part is I was getting offers all the time. At least every year, a couple of offers I used to get it. I would say, nicely say no to that. That's it. But then in the very, after 5 years only, I received that, got that work from home option. Now what I'm thinking, if that option was available, I wouldn't have left my job also. I would have continued like that. But I think thanks to Corona for that, after Corona only, this industry started thinking that way. That is also. Now what I feel is, the last time I visited my office is last year, December. It's almost 10 months now. I've been working from home only all the time, it's fine. And even I got an appreciation letter also. No, that means the location doesn't make any difference as such. Because even in the office, possibly if you are making a group call, one person will be sitting a couple of bays away, and one maybe from a different country, the third one maybe from a different state, something like that. So even if you're there or here, it's the same situation happening almost on a daily basis. So we are able to, with that screen sharing options and all, it is actually very powerful. We can control their screen, their system, we can control. So explaining will be very, very easy. Like there is no ambiguity. Like the way, like if I'm explaining something, I can control his system, his model. I can rotate it, explain it. So everything is as good as being at office. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
What all? Chance, you challenges. Challenges is, see, it is, you will find what I would say, you will face the same challenge when you get into similar challenge when you get into any industry. Even in you are a fresher now, when you go to a shipyard also, you'll have your own challenges. It's because everything is new to you. It all depends on how fast or how good you are able to adapt to the situation. Like you need to okay, I would say always ask why we do it, why we do it, why we do it. Then you will have what you ask the question to yourself and trying to find the answers for all those things. Definitely you can sync to that system very easily. It is not because whenever you go to a new organization, definitely there will be a lot of people will be there to help you out. Because initially making you suitable for the profile, that is your superior's, that is his duty also. So he will ensure that you are given with enough guidance to move on. So if you are given with real guidance and knowledge, then only he can extract output from you. Correct, no? Otherwise, we are just burning man-hours, right? So don't worry about that. Like you'll get all the supports from that. So that's why if you don't have facing any problem, change of place. That's the only option. Then it is something like, see, what I felt is, especially after completing our this institution, no, this is really great. Yeah, like actually nobody, all are with having a minimum caliber in this institution. That's what I felt. And the adaptability, that is one thing I have seen very amazing. Like almost all of them are pretty good in that. Like now you don't look at the way, like even sometimes the way when during college days, some person who was so lazy, he was don't care attitude, or those kind of people also, when they get into the real industry, you know, they start working, they'll become all of a sudden they become a different person altogether. We will become responsible. Don't bother about all those things. And definitely at least like the only thing is try to learn as much as you can in the first few years and try to explore areas also, rather than then possibly your what you call thoughts and likes, dislikes may change also. So you can better adapt to a better path also. For me, I have an interest towards the engineering side. So I was moving in that line only. I never had a second thought. So I just continued. I'm really enjoying it. And definitely we are all there to help you out in case specifically any guidance or anything. But with that, can I conclude, Deepak? Okay. Thank you all for it's what's the time now? It's 1 o'clock already. 1:48. I'm sorry. I didn't have, like, I don't use watch also. So my phone was here. Okay, first of all, thanks for your support, being patient and skipping lunch and listening to my I don't know, boring. I think hope you got some points, some thoughts. Okay, if it is there, I'm happy, and wish you all the very best. Definitely, you will soon become shining stars. The situation is better also when I was mentioning now when we graduating that time the opportunities were much lesser. Nowadays it is the situation is much better. You'll have a bright future. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. So, as you guys know, Sarah took a great effort to personally come here and take a class for us. So this remind me one more time that our pass outs, especially our alumni, are taking a lot of effort to bring us more informative classes like this. And me and our student society is personally very grateful for being part of this community. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank 21st Batch for conducting this event and trying to interact with students more so they can get a hold and idea of what's happening in the industry. So as a token of gratitude, as I presented a small certificate to you, sir. So I request Deepak sir to step forward and give it to me. Okay. I request the editor also to step forward.
So you're mentioning about this great effort, right? So all these thoughts, like Silver Jubilee reunions were happening earlier also, but this was a wonderful thought from great Deepak. See, it is only because of his thought all these kind of programs are being arranged. Like when he was mentioning about it, the first time I heard it, I was quite impressed. Like, what a wonderful thought it is. Actually, it is for me also. Like, this is the first time I'm facing a big crowd like this and discussing. That is also an opportunity for me. And at the same time, you'll get a chance to listen to what people have to say about the various industries they are working with. So it's a great thing, and it's all because of his thoughts.
So I think we'll conclude quickly. Things we have already left. So if HOD or any faculty member had been here, I'm sure they would have locked Binish in one room and told him that you have to become faculty here from now onwards. Correct or not? So they are in dire requirement of faculty members, and today everybody has realized that you have got great potential as a faculty member, and they would have definitely given you an offer letter.
എടാ ഇപ്പോഴും കൊടുക്കാലോ,
എന്താ പ്രമോദ്?
ഇപ്പോഴും കൊടുക്കാലോ ഓഫർ ലെറ്റർ, നോട്ട് ലേറ്റ്.
അല്ല, ഓഫർ ലെറ്റർ ഇപ്പൊ കിട്ടും. So, and the question I think he was not really, answering to the point was, why did he take a break from his career? I don't know, that thing was not clearly amplified in your answer. That why did you take a break? My guess, or what we understood from his choice, is that we have known him to be a family person, a person who has got great, family is his priority. Spending time with his family is his priority. And he doesn't like to take any stress and unwanted stress. So wherever his mind was not satisfied, he moved. Whichever profile or whichever domain that he worked, correct me if I'm wrong, if he didn't like it, if the environment was not, satisfying him or keeping him or his family happy, he moved. And his heart was always in India or in Kerala or his native place. That's where he grew up, and that's where he's connected. And so he wanted to come back and be there with his parents or with his family. And he's very proud of it. So he was looking for an opportunity to come back. And then while he was working, at some point, he felt that, yes, he's probably earned sufficiently to support himself, at least for the time being. And then he took a break. And then he did a lot of stuff. In fact, he was into farming. He didn't mention all of that. He was into quite a bit of farming. That is why the tapioca breaking story is because of all that background. So I'm sure he would have given a full day. He would have talked a lot about all other vegetables that he has grown. Then he did some small scale industry manufacturing of bags made of jute. Cotton bags industry. I mean, he said, last night when we met, he said there was a lot of money which he lost in that. But then it was something that he wanted to do. And he did that. And then he realized, okay, I wanted to do it. I've learned that probably, okay, that is not workable. Maybe sometime later. And why did people come to him? Like all these years that he was not working, why did people contact him and say that, please come to work? So the reason is that he is vertically specialized in something, and whatever he is doing, he's really good at it. So unless you are not good at your job, nobody will call you. So since he is very good at the aspect of structural engineering, and in industry, you will find that there are many people who are generalists. Generalist means I know something about everything, but you are not good at anything. So master of all trades, jack of none. So he's a jack of structural engineering design. So like people like that are very few in the industry. So when they look for, we need somebody whom we can trust to do this, they will look at only very few people. They'll say, okay, this chap. So when they approach him, he will say, I am not willing to come. Next question is, how much do you want? So then he'll say, you give me any amount of money, I will not come out of Kuttipuram. Then you'll say, okay, you work in Kuttipuram and we'll give you so much. So that is when you can demand, because you make your value to very high. There are a few more of my batchmates like that who have made themselves vertical specialists, and they do their job really well. That is a lesson that you all should take from here, that, so that you can make your value very high. So that's how he was able to stay for 5 years, and then they offered him, which that company probably had never offered anybody else, that, you can work from home. And then last 2 years, he has been working from home. So I think he's not liking the stress of the job that much, probably. It's okay.
I always enjoy the pressure also. The reason why I left the job was not because of the pressure or I didn't enjoy the pressure. I was really enjoying the pressure also. But the only thing is, I had my family preference that was on top of everything else. So it was just my thought, like, why should I, I wanted to be with them for a long period. So I just did that. Now I don't regret. So at least that's why I told, I can comfortably say that I have lived for 5 years comfortably, minimum.
What was the name of that web YouTube channel that you started? What is the name? Quick Charge. Okay, so you can check up YouTube called Quick Charge. So like the video that he made here, about the what I call the whole process. Like that, he found again during this period, he started this quick charge, which is explaining moment of inertia or basic engineering or physics concepts and fundamentals, which is easy to understand. So I don't know how many videos did you make? It's about 10-15 videos, simple videos, which he thought. So that was his passion. So he did that. So, and then we all gave him a lot of moral support, but then thereafter, but then I found the videos to be very simply explained. What concepts which you think are complex. That is one of the messages that he gave here. That a lot of the engineering concepts that we learn here can be broken down or equated to something that we'd see in everyday life. Whether it is the figure skater dancing or the tapioca pulling, any of these things have got this physical significance which we can relate to. So that makes you a desirable candidate for teachers. So you can be in Kerala only, and you can be in Cochin, and you can give back to the department many things simultaneously. So on behalf of the first batch, Endara Pramod?
Teach from Kuttipuram.
You can work from home. Online classes, they have already done it for 3 years. So you can teach offshore structures online elective. Possible, no? So maybe our batch can, take Joby can take some module and Binish can take some module. See, like all these ideas that are presented here in how the offshore structure, the process. This is a process which has been identified by somebody. What I would urge you to is to go there and challenge those ideas and say, why can't we do it like this instead of like this? Make it simpler, make it cheaper, make it quicker, whatever it is. So use your ideas, and probably it will not be that now it's in all these years it has been done like this, so this is the only way forward. So that's an option. So on behalf of 21st batch, I would like to thank number one, Binish, for giving this nice experience sharing with all of you. Number two, to all of you who came and patiently and hungrily waited for the entire session to get over, and hope to see more participation. The next session is on 27th of October, but that will be an online session from our batchmate Harish GS, who is based in Houston, USA, same place where Cyril was based. So it will be an online session in the morning at 9 o'clock, because that will be night 10 o'clock for him. So again, I would urge all of you to come in time so that you can, listen to him. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.